Well, and you mentioned that you used to play college sports, and I believe that you actually played football in
Yeah.
college. So how'd you come from wanting to play? Because I guess one of your goals was to be a professional football player. So how'd you come from that to being a full-time musician?
Well, growing up, I grew up singing in a church choir, so singing was a part of my life, my whole life. My whole family, from my grandma, it just trickled down from generation to generation. My great grandmother, she was a singer, man. She could sing. She passed away at 100, almost 101 years old, and she was still singing at 100, like
Oh, wow.
just pushing notes, as well as my grandma, her daughter, who was my mom's mom. They were all singers. My sisters are leaders at their church who sing on the worship team. All
Mhm.
my brothers sing. My youngest brother raps. Like we're all musically inclined. Now,
Oh, wow.
I didn't think I was gonna ever do something professionally with it. I'm that guy in the garage jamming with the boys. Having a few beers.
Yeah.
But after my football career came to an end and I decided to hang up the cleats, I moved home, worked construction and bounced at the clubs, typical Polynesian,
Mhm.
type stuff. But again, like I said, my family is very embedded in the music industry over here, and two of my cousins who are very well-known producers and musicians out here, they were like, "Man, come sing. Come, you don't want to be a singer?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Man, I'm good. I'm up there in the industry for
Yeah.
construction. I'm making good money. I don't really feel like I want to step out and take that risk and start from the bottom again." But they have their way with words, and they convinced me, and here I am today. A lot of the principles I learned from college, being disciplined, committed, sacrifice, taking initiative, those things I definitely learned and have been able to implement into my music career.
And yeah, I've seen a video of you doing those dance moves, and man, and you're light on your feet. Like I understand you're a big guy, but you are, quick on your feet. And I understand that you actually took dance lessons. So what
Yeah.
made you want to do that?
Well, I when I first started in the industry, I remember my first show ever, man. It was my first show as Johnny Sweet, as a solo artist, because I sang backup for a lot of people.
Okay.
I remember I was so nervous. I kind of just stood behind the mic stand the whole time for like the whole hour. And when I seen videos, I was like, man, I really let the nerves get the best of me
Hmm.
because I'm not. If you know my personality, I cannot sit still.
Hmm.
I cannot sit still at all. You can ask my managers, my team, they will always say it like, "Oh, he cannot stay still." And that's just me. I'm full of energy. I just appreciate opportunities to perform for people. So, and I realized that just, you know, even though I have the energy, I got to find different ways to bring it out. So I started to study more Bruno Mars, Anderson Paak, Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, um, Charlie Puth, just artists that really know how to work the stage, dance, move. Neo is one of my favorite guys.
Okay.
And I don't have much of a dancing background. I just dance because I love to move. So I was like, man, maybe I can add some structure.
Yeah.
So linked up with my boy. His name is Drew Singer. He's also an artist out here in Hawaii, R&B, reggae artist, but he is a phenomenal dancer. So usually weeks out before my performances, I would meet with him and we'd have one-on-ones in front of a huge mirror in a dancing room.
You mentioned Neo, and personally, I don't think the guy gets too much credit for his dance skills because I mean he's a great singer, so I think he's more known for his singing, just being a music writer. But if you haven't seen his music videos, like shit, the guy can fucking move.
Yeah, he is a great dance. I mean, he was on Stomp the Yard
Oh yeah,
for a reason. He did not sing in Stomp the Yard. He was dancing. He was stepping.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because in my next upcoming show, we're doing a whole Neil medley. And
Okay.
yeah, and I'm meeting up with my boy Drew this week, and he's gonna teach me some dance moves to his songs while I sing. So I'm excited, dude. I'm so excited. So I was like, oh, I gotta bring up Neil, man,
Yeah.
because I remember watching. I remember when Neil's song "So Sick" came
Oh
out
yeah.
in 2005, 2006. I was obsessed with that song,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's still hit. So yeah, I love Neil, man.
That was the breakout hit, man. You never heard a song like that until So Sick came out. I remember that song.
Then everything after that was just bangers.
Oh, yeah. I kinda wanna go back to your behind the music videos because I noticed that I think the latest one that you had, it kinda opened up or at some point it opened up with motivational speaker Eric Thomas. So are you a fan of him?
Oh, I love Eric Thomas, man. That dude will change my whole attitude, from the from the mornings that I gotta wake up early after only falling asleep at 2 a.m. I just, one thing I love about him is he's a God-fearing man, and he's just one of those dudes who come from the slums. Dude was homeless, and he made zero excuses for himself. So he truly does motivate. I feel like running through a wall after I listen to one of his speeches.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's also a reminder because I'm someone who is often motivated Monday through Monday, man. Super just grateful for life and the 24 hours I had ahead of me. But I'm also a human, man. So there will be days where I wake up and I don't want to do shit. I just want to lay in bed. Excuse my language. I don't really want to do nothing. But, sometimes I just gotta put on an Eric Thomas speech, man.
Yeah.
"It's time to get in beast mode," and I'm like, "Okay, my bad. Let me remind myself of
Oh,
who I
yeah.
am real quick and get out of this funk and man the hell up real
Oh,
quick
yeah.
and get to work because time waits for no man."
Oh, yeah.
But again, I'm human. I get in those seasons where I'm just like, "Bro, I'm trying to just grab me a tub of ice cream and just watch Netflix all day, man. That's what today's gonna be. And today can turn into a whole week. And that happened to me last year, man. I thought I was the only one in the world sad about the pandemic. I thought I was the only one in the world struggling from the pandemic. So I put myself in this dark hole where I just didn't feel like writing music, didn't feel like working out. And that's where I got to my heaviest when I was like almost 315.
Oh, wow.
But I'm blessed again with my team. I'm surrounded by people who love me and care about me, check up on me, and sharpen me. And one of my good friends from college, one of my college teammates from Texas, he sent me a video. He sent me that video, and I was like, "Oh, brah, it's time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee and get back to work." So I love Eric Thomas, man. I mean, I listen to a lot of motivational speakers.
I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. I would say, I mean, not recently, but I would say whenever I'm feeling at my lowest, like depressed lowest, and I'm talking about like every once in a while I'll feel depressed, but when I'm at my most, when everything feels like it's just going wrong for me, I make sure I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. I was trying to look, I mean, I listened to Eric Thomas, but there was someone, Earl Nightingale, that's who I listened to. But I want to say like one thing, and you mentioned it too. Just go to sleep with motivational just I play it from my phone, just have a album to play out, whether it's Earl Nightingale or Eric Thomas, and it's good to just go to sleep, just positive words. Like the
Yeah,
last thing you should hear is just positive words coming to you, telling you like you can do it, like
yeah,
don't fear it. I mean, that's the kind of attitude you want to wake up to.
yeah. And that's when you I'm a firm believer in this. One thing that my pastor says, he says, whenever you are the way you exit a season is the same way you're gonna enter the next. So I love that you said that. You go to sleep and you have a motivational speech going on.
Hmm.
And of course you go wake up on fire, ready to run
Oh
through a
yeah.
wall. And like I was sharing with you my teammate that sent me that video, his name is Carter James. I remember one time we were like in the middle of camp and man, we were dead. We're going on our second practice of the day on a day that we were supposed to only have one, but our coaches were just like yelling at us and getting on us, grilling us. Everybody had that attitude like they didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
My boy Carter stepped in the middle and he's a leader, man. He was like, there are two things in this world that we can control. We are all 100% in control of our attitude and our effort. And that's two things that I really um, wanted to make sure I hold myself to. Two standards to hold myself to is reminding myself that when it comes to anything in life, you might be smacked with something sideways that you weren't expecting, but you're in 100% full control of your attitude and how you view it. And so that's something that I always did my best to. It stuck with me ever since he said that, because we could have easily been mad the whole time, But instead, we all took it upon ourselves to really make the switch and like, you know what? No, I'm gonna decide that we're gonna hit the ground running. I'm gonna decide that we're gonna look at this from a better perspective than to just be sad and mope around about it and have a terrible attitude.